Welcome to the latest edition of New Haven Vlog News Summary, direct from our assignment desk, otherwise known as my compost heap. Let's see what stories we're working on this hour. Well, New Haven has redesigned 13 intersections, mostly downtown, to make them safer and to make them work better. And what that means is that when this bus is going in one direction and you're walking in the same direction, you will experience concurrent pedestrian phasing. That's a fancy word that's used in the transportation industry. This week, our jargon explainer-in-chief, Mayor Justin Elicker, posted a video explaining what that means in plain English. It means cars and buses and walkers who go in the same direction will do it at the same time. Pedestrians will get a 3 to 7 second lead. Let's see if there are any other big news stories that also have fancy words to explain them that I can then translate, just as the mayor did. Well, here's an old laundry basket, and that was in the news this week because of brownfields remediation use transition completion. You know what that means? There was a laundry for decades on Derby Avenue called the Monarch, and it was a polluted property. The Monarch went out of business. Well, the city, with state help, cleaned up the property. And they don't need the laundry baskets for business there anymore, but tenants will, because they turned it into 64 new apartments, and they're all affordable. Well, if you want to bring a bike like this one and ride it in Hartford, but you don't want to ride it to Hartford, starting in 2027, the Hartford line trains from New Haven will have a lot of room to put your bicycles on it because of metal metro module modernization. In other words, we're getting 60 new train cars next year. This week they had a sample car out, a demo to look at. And the cars are gonna go faster, 110 miles an hour now, 120 miles an hour. They're gonna be ADA accessible bathrooms on all the cars and lots of room for bikes and strollers. Well, here's an apple for a teacher. We can use 23 apples for 23 New Haven Public School teachers. Why? Because they're participating in divergence direction degree download. I'll explain that to you. In addition to teaching their classes all day, they're participating in a new Yale program to train them to get degrees to be special ed teachers who are in short supply right now. Their career gets a boost and the schools get a boost. Win-win. Well, we might be pulling out our checkbooks a little more often in future city elections thanks to franchise expansion deliberation consultation. That happened this week. The people who run the public financing system for New Haven campaigns, the Democracy Fund, have an idea for how to expand democracy, and they want our input in the coming year. Right now, mayoral elections can be publicly funded. It's a voluntary system in New Haven. You can run for a mayor, get public cash if you agree not to take special interest money, and limit the size of your donations that participate in debate. The Democracy Fund thinks we should expand that to other citywide offices as well as Alder, especially now that we're about to go to 4-year terms from 2-year terms. They have two different ideas they want advice on. One is a seal of approval. They wouldn't actually give money in those other races, but if you as a candidate agree to abide by those clean money rules, they'll give you a seal of approval, which tells voters they could trust you. The other idea is to give money, not as much as in the mayoral elections, which can theoretically get into 6 figures, but $25,000 for clerk or registrar of voters, $12,500 for Board of Ed seats, which cover half the city, and up to $5,000 for Alder. Now you might say, where's the money gonna come from? Some, like me, would argue that if you pay a little up front for clean elections, you save a lot of money on the other end in maybe fewer no-bid contracts or other corrupt deeds. And we know about that in Corrupt-a-Kit. Remember John Rowland? Sometimes a get into office free card turns into a go to jail card. Until next time, this is the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. Remember, always recycle our trash while we still can.